and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Kate Alsvig. I am working on a circle weaving today. I have a bunch of old yarn from way back when I was in art school, and I was digging through some old projects while I was cleaning up my studio, and I found all of this really beautiful hand-dyed yarn from a variety of different plants. They're all naturally dyed. It's mostly originally this nice white wool, but I also have some cottons. I've got some felted bits and pieces, some different textures here as well. But I did one of these little, it was just like a compositional study slash just to see how the palette would look. And I think that this is so incredibly beautiful that I would hate to waste all of this lovely yarn and not do anything with it. But it's not necessarily fit for a knitting project. I don't know how much there is. It's all very different textural elements. Anyway, so I think it's perfect for a circle weaving. I think that it will make a very lovely tapestry style weaving. I mean, just look at it in the hoop. It's perfection. So I'm going to start with a small hoop today. I have more than enough yarn here, so I'm going to get a sense for how the yarn feels in a circle weaving. I don't really have a composition planned for today, but I'm gonna start with this guy, and then if it goes well, I'll do a bigger one, and then I'll have a mini, a small, and a medium. And that's my plan. Okay, so for this yarn, I tried a variety of different methods, and I have my old sketchbook of everything that I did here. So we have, some of it was dyed by Avocado Pit. I don't know where that is now. Oh, here. Some Avocado Pit. Let's see, I had beets, which turned out to be more of a brown. I did more fabric dyeing with the beets, but I do have some of the browns here. Turmeric is the most vibrant, so everything that's like bright yellow is turmeric. And then I have that really dark rosemary. And then blueberries, this one's so pretty. And the blackberries, I think is my favorite. I think this one is the blackberries. Some more here I added to my turmeric, and then I did a variety of different combinations. So anyway, this is where the yarn comes from, and I'm excited to finally use it to its fullest potential. I used it in a project that I did at school based on victory gardens, the idea of like growing your own food. And so I did growing your own plant dye and material. Everything that I used, I sourced from the local farmers market. And it's time to use it. I can't let all of this beautiful yarn go to waste. Okay, so to start out, I am going to push all that to the side and make my warp thread. Sorry if you can hear the wind noises. It is insanely windy out today. Bubba Gump has been freaking out all day. He hates the wind. He thinks that someone's trying to invade our house. So he is laying at my feet right now, begging to be kept safe. And he is perfectly safe. All right, to start, I am going to take off the top part of the embroidery hoop and just work with the inside circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, and a little extra because I'm paranoid. Okay. I'm going to start by tying this part on here with just a normal knot. I usually double it just for a little extra security, but it's not essential that you do that. Just a normal knot. And then I'm actually going to go back and bundle this up so that it can easily come undone, but so that it's holdable. Okay, and I'm going to go, I'm at the top right now of this hoop right here, and I'm gonna go under, directly across. And then I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna go over, under. And I'm gonna put this directly across, and I'm gonna hold it nice and tight here. And go over and under to the other side. Go over, go around, under, scoot that a little bit further. Over, around, under. So you're kind of just picking it up from the back and plopping it down in the little hole. And under. And I'm gonna have to count this out because I gave myself so much extra room. I'm not sure where we're at. Okay. So we are currently at 13. Okay, yeah, so that should be good. So I am going to round this out, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna go under again, but I'm not gonna bring it like around back. I'm going to pull that tight, bring it up through the middle. And basically what I'm trying to do is trying to get all of the central pieces here kind of tied up with this. It's not really a knot, but with this holding it in place. So pull it through here, I'll bring it around, and then I'm gonna bring it back through here. And I want to end where I began so that each spoke of the wheel has 2 pieces of warp. Where we started, there's only the one, so we want to end on the other side so that there's 2. It'll also just help to tie off. It'll make tying off easier. So I'm just going to untie this knot that I did, tie it to this. So I've got this tied off here. Okay, so I have a nice little frame loom and I'm ready to begin weaving. I am going to start this weaving out with just a little bit of the warp yarn in the center. I find that it helps me just to have a sense of where I'm weaving and how, and so that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to go ahead and use this little, get a good shot of it here, tapestry needle. I feel like I got this at Hobby Lobby, most likely, so easily accessible. I bought a whole pack of them, so I've got a bunch. And then this warp yarn that I'm using, it's just 8/2 cotton white. I got this at the Woolery. There's that. I am going to start by going through the middle of these 2 just so that I've already preemptively woven in that end so I don't have to worry about it too much. And then I'm going to go over. See, this is the downside to a super tight warp. It's a little bit harder to go over under, but it's also such a tiny little loom that it was never gonna be easy. So I go over this one and then under the next one, over, under, and we're just gonna weave that in. Now, the reason we want to use an odd number of warp threads is because when I make a full circle, I will stay in plain weave instead of switching to like a basket weave. Or so what I mean by that is, okay, so I just went over and then I went under, over this one, angled. You'll have to pardon the fact that I'm a little shaky today. I only had one glass of coffee, or 1 cup of coffee, I promise, but it just hit different today and I'm feeling a little shaky, a little anxious. Day in the life. Okay, so then I'm gonna go over, and here you can see, well, I don't know if you can, I'm actually back at the beginning. So I'm gonna go over, and then that first one that I originally went over, I'm now gonna go under. So it's an easy way to do plain weave without having to focus too hard or overcomplicate the process of creating a plain weave. Okay, so I've got a nice tight plain weave there in the center. And that's gonna be my starting point for weaving from there on. As I mentioned, I don't really have a composition in mind. There's a lot of different ways to do circle weavings. You can either weave like this continually in a circle, or you could do little like patterns or tapestry techniques. You can do summa or raya knots or fringe or whatever you're feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling yet. So I usually go for more of a spiral method, but I think I might try doing more blocky since it's something I haven't done as much in the past. I think I'm gonna start with this green. I feel like this is a good green, and then I know I want to use, I think, some of this blue around. I'm kind of going with this as my marker. I want to keep some light, maybe even some pure white. But let's start with, before I get ahead of myself, let's start with the green. And then I'm gonna go back. I'm still using plain weave, but I'm actually gonna go back in the other direction. So since I just went over this, I'm gonna bring the yarn around and go under it this time. And now I can go over here.
Give up the aim of perfection. Trust the simple ways and let it go.
Okay, so I took a little snack break. Now I'm going to use some of this blue, I think. I think I'm gonna do kind of another half moon shape to complement what we've got with the green.
The wind and wild spin around you. The feel of earth and sun ground and calm you. Feel the sand and salt and let it go.
So I think I'll finish out with some white over here. And I'm not sure how I want to do the outside. It's getting really hard to work. I need to do some sort of border. Well, I'll start by doing some white. because I know I want that.
the path to brighter day. You know the path to
I'm gonna try this and see.
you know the path to brighter day.
I know I want to do more yellow. Should I finish it with yellow? I think why I keep leaning towards this type of composition where it's still, despite being somewhat tapestry style, because it's not perfectly circular, it still really emphasizes the circle. And I really think it's just because I'm so used to weaving squares, and I think I really enjoy that this is a way that I can actually weave a circular composition versus when I take my regular weaving and turn it into a circle weaving. It has a very different structure. So I like that this is actually a circle. So I think that's why I keep weaving like explicitly circular instead of going off form. Although maybe I should take a little bit of time to put in the extra effort to go a little bit off form just to see if I like it, and to practice my art, get out of comfort zone, stuff like that. I'm sure it would make me a better artist. But I think that might be why I tend to stray so much towards really making circular patterns. I also honestly am obsessed with circles. My main doodle of choice is a sun. And I think that what we doodle means something to us. There's a reason you're doodling it. So I doodle suns. And so you see a lot of suns in my artwork. The entire time that I've been making this, I've been thinking about the yellow being the color of the sun. I like that. Maybe I like it like this. Yeah. I still have to clean up the back a lot, and I actually might add a few more rows. Good morning. It has been a couple of days since I worked on this little guy. Today I really just need to finish out the back. I have all of these ends that need to be cleaned up, and then I am going to put it in its hoop. I actually randomly got it in my head to try something with a little bit of frill, so I'm gonna do that as well. And then I guess we'll go from there. I did, over the past couple days, do another little weaving. Like I said I would, to experiment with different color palettes. So this is what I came up with, and I will post a photo of it. It is actually raining today, so it's very not good lighting for me. And I hope the sound isn't disturbing, and maybe it'll actually create a really peaceful ambiance. I don't know. I personally love the rain, so I'm excited about it, but the lighting's a little wonky. Anyway, finished that one, and I'm going to finish this one today. Okay, so with the front looking pretty good, I will do a little bit more perfecting on the front, but I'm going to turn it over and start with all these ends. I'm gonna weave most of them in. Some of them I'll probably actually just tie if that's easier, but starting with the farthest out, just going to put it back on my needle. I'm just gonna pull it back through some threads and cut it short. And there you have it, a little circle weaving. And I guess that's really the end of this video. Thank you for stopping by, for hanging out with me while I made this little circle weaving. If you're interested in purchasing it or seeing what else I have made, if you're interested in buying anything, I do have it all up on my Etsy, which I will link below. You can also check me out on Instagram just to see some of the photos of the things that I've been doing. I post regular stories, all that good stuff. And then if you're interested in supporting this channel, you can subscribe, or even just a like goes a long way for me. So I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you for coming out and hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in the next video.